Hi, my name's Adrienne Gent, and I'm the Senior Project Coordinator here at West Shore Junior Senior High School. I wanted to thank you all today for volunteering your time to be one of the judges for our senior project process. If you are a returning judge, you probably are more familiar with our traditional style of judging, where you get to come into the school, have a nice lunch, sit down, go through the students' portfolios, their photo book products, and then we would all convene to the classrooms in groups of 5 or 6, and you would get the opportunity to see the students stand and present live in front of you, followed by a question and answer period. Unfortunately, due to COVID, that is not the case for this year. We are trying something totally new we've never done before, which is a digital platform of judging the students' projects. If you are receiving this video, that means that you have been selected to judge and evaluate the AP research presentation or the science fair presentations. Normally, we have 3 classes. We have the senior seminar class, we have the AP research capstone, and we have the science fair class. The students each do their own research components within those classes, but then before we do the formal judging in April, regardless of what class they have, they reconfigure their presentation into a 6 to 10 minute format and meet the criteria of one rubric. Because of COVID and block scheduling, this is not the case this year. There wasn't enough time to do that because the students left us at the semester and they were too busy to change gears in the timing of the format and edit it down to the 6 to 10 minutes. So the videos that you all will be seeing will be within the minimum of a 15-minute time. They can go over, it's generally 15 to 20 minutes, but it is a minimum of 15 minutes. So thank you for volunteering for these longer video presentations. Another sort of disclaimer that I would like to give you regarding the AP Capstone and Science Fair project is that they have a different rubric and kind of a different criteria for the way that they did their research. So with the AP Capstone, the students collected research, collected data based on research that had already been established, and then they built off of that, adding their own research and their own findings to then develop the paper. Science fair is where they sometimes have continued a project that they've already started in previous years and built onto that, or come up with a totally new science fair project also. So those are some of the differences that, if, like I said, you are a returning judge, that you might notice between this year and last year. Another thing is that because of block scheduling, the students have already earned their grade for this class. The rubrics that you will be filling out and the feedback that you will be giving them does not impact their grade. Again, historically, when the classes were a year in length, the senior project judging, the grades that they earned from you judges, was calculated into their overall grade average. That's not the case. What we are trying to do with the judging process this year is just kind of give these seniors the opportunity to continue the tradition of having the outside feedback from the community judges. So what you all are doing when you're grading and using the rubric is really just helping the students to grow personally and academically in their public speaking and their video presentation format. So again, we are very grateful for your time and energy to at least help give these kids some sense of normalcy in their senior year as far as having this judging aspect to the senior project in general. What this video is designed to do today is to give you that background information and also to give you a tutorial on how to use the rubric for your judging. In your digital package, you are receiving this video, this informational video. You will be receiving the student's video that they have submitted for evaluation. You will receive a Google form that follows the paper rubric. And on the form, you will click the numbers you'd like to assign to it and make your comments. And then you will also get a digital copy of the paper rubric that is what normally the judges have in front of them when you are here in the school. My recommendation is to print the paper copy of the rubric, have it in front of you, mark on your paper copy, put your comments, questions, whatever you want to think or would like to give as feedback to the students. And then when you're finished going through and marking your paper copy, take that and transfer it over into your Google form. The students will be receiving the feedback in the format of the Google form. Okay, so today I'm going to just kind of go through, walk you through the rubric itself, hopefully answer any questions that you may have, just familiarize you with it, make you feel more comfortable and confident with the process of using the rubric. If you do have any questions after watching the tutorial, or maybe even, getting into a video and having the rubric in front of you and trying it and working with the Google form, if you have any questions at that point, please feel free to email me, or you can even text or call me. My personal cell phone number is 321-302-2324. I'll say that again, 321-302-2324, because teaching with the e-learners and the in-class learners, a lot of times what's kind of funny is a lot of times the students that are e-learners have questions for me. They don't always want to holler it out over the overhead. So I have given them my phone number, and oftentimes I'll be teaching, monitoring the in-class students, listening for the overhead for the kids, watching the screen for comments, but also having to watch my phone for their private comments that they might not feel comfortable saying out loud. So it is, I have definitely adapted to using multiple forms of technology and communication to answer questions. So I offer that to you all too if you need any assistance. So if you are looking at your rubric at this time, hopefully you've had a chance to print the rubric and we can look at it together, so to speak, just kind of familiarize you with it. You'll notice that it is set up into 3 categories. And over on the left-hand side on the front page, it says content. On the back side, it says delivery, and then visual. Going across the top, there are 4 categories with score evaluations. The first one is exceptional achievement for 10 points, meet standard for 8 points, approaching standard for 6 points, and below standard for 4 points. It does have the score column and the comments column. Again, this is for you. It's kind of a note-taking process, and you will take this information and put it onto Google Forms. Of course, you are more than welcome to work directly in Google Forms. It's just, like I said, for the sake of this video tutorial, I am showing you there is a paper copy available for you. So looking at the content category, you'll see the criteria starts with introduction, research, and design. And this is the attention getter. Did they get your attention? And you'll look, and there's various bullets under each of the 4 categories going across the top. The big difference between the categories, between exceptional and meet standard or approaching standard, is if you note what you see capitalized a lot of times is the and qualifier, like the students did this and that. When you start deducting points, it's they did this and that or this. It's kind of like they selected a few of these qualifiers versus doing all of the high level qualifiers to get the maximum 10 points. So attention getter is the first thing. They state their research question, their project goal, method, argument, conclusion, and understanding. The speech body establishes an argument. There are transitions. It's well organized. It identifies and explains the consequences and implications made in the conclusion. If they are doing a exceptional reflection, they explain how steps in the research process led to the development of their personal conclusions. And if they, slide down into the meet standards, it would, if you look at the language there, it says describes evidence that affirmed or refuted the student's initial assumptions or hypothesis versus development of their personal conclusion. So you just kind of have to look at the language nuances between the various categories, sort of study that. Feel free to study that and really become familiar with it. One of the things, I know I'm kind of interrupting myself here in the rubric, but one of the things we decided to do was give the judges the same package concept. So if you are receiving this video, you will be getting either all AP Capstone projects or all science fair projects. You use the same AP research presentation evaluation form for Capstone or science fair. So it's the correct rubric, but you're only going to get one or the other type of presentations to evaluate. Okay. Other judges received a different tutorial video just for senior project that has a different rubric and different qualifications. So, these are some of the changes, as we do have 3 classes, 2 rubrics, 2 sets of standards, and it's all digitally uploaded. And so thank you for, hanging in there with us, regardless of all of these kind of new frontiers of grading senior project. So continuing on with the rubric in the content section, under limitations and future directions, the students explain the limitations of the research process, discussed future directions for it, where do they want to go with it, and then the conclusion, was it uniquely insightful or creative? Did it make a lasting impression, or did they just summarize and reflect and give you a sense of completion? So if you look, you'll see the difference between a 10 and an 8, or 10, 8, 6, and 4 as you go down through the scale of the rubric. Turning over to the back, you have the delivery section. This is voice quality. Did they skillfully use voice inflection? Did they project their voice well, clear articulation, even pace? Or was it mostly expressive, appropriate, mostly even? So again, you can see the bolded words in here to give you differences between the various point valuations. Going down to a 6, it's like some voice inflection most of the time, varies, but maybe too fast or too slow at times. Language use is dealing with grammar and vocabulary. A clear command of the language is exhibited. Poise and delivery is relaxed body language, enthusiastic and confident, consistent and effective in eye contact, versus calm delivery, somewhat enthusiastic, effective eye contact. The eye contact might be a little more challenging because of the video quality. Hopefully you do get a clear one where and what I would recommend is give the kids the benefit of the doubt. If you can't really see it that clearly, like I said, this is not for a grade for them. I would give them the higher point valuation and maybe make that a comment that sometimes you couldn't really tell their eye direction, just to give them some feedback. Okay. And then the visual aid PowerPoint, if you'll notice, the point valuation on this is different. It's 20, 18, 15, or 12 points. And this is dealing with the PowerPoint presentation. Is it creative and skillful? Does it seem professional? Or is it mostly following the speech? Images are appropriate, polished, or does it lack? Is it poor quality or lacking? So those would be the point valuations here. And then attire. Of course, the rubric is one that we used in the physical capacity of when you judges were here on campus. So you could actually see their shoes. If you'll notice, one of the bullets says all dress shoes. Well, you're not going to be able to see their shoes on this video presentation. So we're just looking for, did they make an effort from the waist up to look professional? Do they look well groomed? Or are they wearing a t-shirt and kind of look like they rolled out of bed? Hopefully not. Like I said, all of these students have already presented these videos prior to you receiving this package to their teachers. So hopefully they did meet the expectation for the teachers who did grade them, who were in their class. The students were in their class. You'll see down there at the bottom speech length, at least 15 minutes, yes or no, question and answer. You don't have that opportunity, at a maximum of 5 minutes. But if you want to, like I said, in the comments section, you can ask questions, you can leave your email, and if and when the students get their Google form back, if they'd like to respond to you and maybe answer your questions, they might have time to do that for you. All right, so like I said, this is just kind of a very quick tutorial over the rubric. You will be opening up your digital package. And like I said, just to kind of reiterate, your digital package is going to have this tutorial video. It's going to have your paper rubric that you can print and view while you're watching the video. It's going to have your Google form that matches this rubric, and then you just have to go through and click the scores and leave your comments. And it has the student project too in there. So if you have questions, like I said, please feel free to email me, call me, text me, whatever you need to do. Again, we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for donating your time and your care and your concern for these students. And like I said, our goal here with this activity is to just give them a sense of completeness for the senior project. They've had so many unfinished or incomplete experiences in their senior year that we wanted to hold this during the same traditional time period of April and give them that same traditional experience of professional feedback from you, experienced, educated, caring people. And hopefully the students will take what you have to say to heart and learn something from it and apply it to their future academic endeavors. So thank you again. Let me know if you have any questions. We really appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in person next year on campus. Bye.